Okay, so I'm oddly nervous about doing the voiceover for this drawing. I think it's just because I'm not used to doing a voiceover that has to take this long. But yeah, I don't really know what I'll talk about. Well, obviously I can talk about what I'm doing in the video. So I just finished the pencil sketch and now I'm going in with just a ballpoint pen. It's really just like a regular ballpoint pen, and I'm going in and I'm starting the line art for this illustration. I guess we'll call it that. For like the past, I guess, couple months, like Devimon has been a really huge comfort character of mine. Like I've really been, excuse me, I've been very surprised about how much I've latched onto him. I think it's because like, I mean, obviously it's Devimon. He's super freaking cool and cute, and his design is peak. I think it's because it's a melding of like two of my like passions, which are like I'm kind of a weeb, all right. Like honestly, I kind of am. But more than that, it's like I've also always been this little weird alternative girl, and I would consider myself more goth now. But I mean, I fall very broadly underneath many different labels of the alt umbrella, and so I kind of stopped trying to label it after a certain point. Because it just, I don't know, after a certain point it just like it feels redundant. It feels redundant. I like weird stuff. I like weird stuff that is not as conventionally enjoyed by people. I enjoy things that are darker. And so that being said, Devin Wan just seems like a very good representation that I have found that combines both of my interests. But and also something that I noticed is there's really not that much fan art of him. I mean, of course there's some. I mean, there's like definitely some, but like there's way less than I thought there would be, and especially like with like fan fiction, just like too, just like there's just not as much as like as I thought there would be, and so like I just couldn't find anything. Like I think that's part of why I just decided I had to make art of him. It's because like just I couldn't find anything or as much as I would like, and I was like, well, okay, I have to fill the void, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm going in with a layer of colored pencils. I wanted everything to have a blue undertone. So I'm just literally using Crayola colored pencils. I need to invest in some Prismacolor. I'm trying to save up some money so I can get some more art supplies. But right now I'm just using what I have access to, and these are literally basic Crayola colored pencils. And this sketchbook is a sketchbook that I got on discount at Hobby Lobby right after Christmas time. And then the pens, literally, you've seen the pens that I'm using. They're literally basic pens you can get, like, in a pack at the dollar store. And I was using, like, a clicky Christmas pen for, I think, some of the red. I ended up really liking how, like, I laid down the gradients for these colored pencils. And Crayola colored pencils really aren't that bad. Like, with, like, in terms of blending, as long as you layer the colors down correctly. And that can be finicky, like I've never used colored pencils of any kind of quality, to be honest with you, and so I have no idea how like other colored pencils would compare. But to me, I was satisfied with the gradient I was able to get, and like the shading I was able to achieve on this piece with Crayola crayons. I've considered doing a digital version of this piece, but I don't know if I will. I haven't done anything digital in like a few months now. I almost exclusively worked in digital for like close to a year because I had just never done digital art. I've always been a traditional artist, and so like I was trying to figure out more about that medium. So I just have a cheap tablet. It's a very cheap Samsung tablet. It's really not decent quality at all. But I didn't want to invest too much in something I didn't know if I'd like or not, and I literally just used the sketchbook app. There's a what is it called? I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's just that's what it's called in the App Store. It's just like Sketchbook, and it's free. And I probably don't use it like as well as other people do, but it's hard to find tutorials for that app, actually. I considered getting an iPad, to be able to use Procreate, because so many people talk about how good Procreate is. And I really want a tablet where I can see, like what I'm drawing, like a tablet with a screen. The tablet I'm using is not a drawing tablet. It's Yeah, that's my insurance paperwork. I just needed something. I didn't want it to bleed through to the other side of the paper. Uh, it's just an envelope, and it was right next to me without me having to dig for something else. But anyways, I've considered getting something like one of those little Wacom tablets where you can just like you connect it to your computer and you can like draw. Like honestly, that's really what I should do. Not like the I don't know how to describe it because it's both called a tablet, so it's very confusing. The the one where it doesn't have the display. And I feel like I just really don't want to deal with like the hand-eye coordination like gap, that deficiency that comes with that. I really don't want to deal with it, but that would be the cheapest option like without, you know. I don't want to invest a ton of money in something I don't know if I'm like as interested in cuz I know traditional art's always going to be my number one. Digital has its place and it's definitely easier in certain ways in terms of, coloring and fixing mistakes and everything else, but it's just a different process. It's just a different process. Okay, so with his bandages on his arm, I was actually very happy. I was actually very happy with like how they turned out at the end. Like I was actually really surprised that I was able to get such a good effect because they really do look like three-dimensional and they look like they have texture and I was impressed with how they turned out. Because to be honest, I haven't really used colored pencils for that many things, but I mean I've dabbled around, but nothing serious. And so I was happy. I was pleasantly surprised with how this turned out. And we're almost at the end. There he is. Thanks for watching.